All right, and camera's rolling. So state your name and your occupation.
My name is Daniel Howard Jr.
Hold on, wait. Keep your head tilt down. Look back that way a little bit. To your right.
And just stop moving.
Yes. Yes. We'll cut out. We'll leave that. We'll leave that in. No, I'm just playing. Okay. Go ahead with your name and your occupation.
My name is Daniel Howard Jr., and I am a laboratory technician.
What's the name of the company that you own?
Um, the company that I own is Dentex Laboratory Services, and that's where I am the lead technician for the company, as well as trainer and manager.
Okay. What did you study in school and how did you get into lab work?
Um, During my undergraduate studies at South Carolina State, I learned about biology and chemistry. Um, while I was working there, I did internships in laboratories as well as work studies for the majority of my college career, which kind of springboarded me into a good position once I start working in my field in a laboratory. I was really far ahead of everyone else, other entry level employees, because I had spent so much time in college in internships and work studies. So once I got into the laboratory world, I worked my way up pretty fast and was being a supervisor, and then I decided to take the next step and get my MBA so that I could actually be in management.
Alrighty then. So now you're already out of college, right?
Yes.
From that story. Okay, great. So you studied that, you studied that. It's great. So after college, what did you do? Right after college.
Oh, right after college, um, I worked in retail for a little bit. I didn't go straight into my field. Um, but, after about a year, I will start working in my field as a microbiologist for a company that tested pathogens in food. And the pathogens are things that can kill you that may be in your food. Like when they talk about salmonella and E. coli, those type of things.
Okay, cool. I heard all that. Alright. So you did that. Let's see what else. Alright, so how did you get into the medical field?
Now, the medical field came kind of out of nowhere. I had worked in different types of laboratories because after this first one, doing with the pathogens, I work in research and development and also in quality assurance. And all of those, I learned a lot from them, but I just wanted to know a little bit more about some other fields in the laboratory. So this one came, I got a phone call, and pretty much, I guess, just for my resume, they just want to hire me just because of my background. And from then on, it was just boom, smooth sailing. It was an easy transition since I had so many years of experience in laboratories and in different types, that coming into the medical field wasn't too much different because it's just another lab, just a few different things you have to learn. So it was a pretty easy transition and not too hard to adjust to.
Okay. When you first started working in the doctor's offices, what was the demand like? How was it? The scheduling?
Um, I guess since the beginning, it It kind of depends on the office. The first doctor's office I worked at was one where we had to go through a few trial and errors on how often testing should be done, and that all boils down to what's going on in that office with their financials and everything, and how much money they want to spend on it. So, but the first one we got it down to a couple times a week, which works out for most people.
All right. And when was that point when you decided that, hey, I can make a business out of this?
That point happened. It didn't happen right away
What
because
point?
oh, I got to the point of wanting to turn this into a business after I was working at 3 separate laboratories, and all of them were pretty good labs to work at, and then I was still getting other referrals from people about working other places. So I knew that I can't work at all these labs. So a good way to get things going would be to have an assistant, and doing that, I would need to have a business and get things going that way.
So you started to go back to school, and tell us what it was like going back to school, studying for your MBA online, and
Yes.
also working in the labs.
So the lab work was doing that, and I was doing the lab work, and I was working on my MBA at the same time, just to help out with all that, so that I could actually have a successful business. It was a lot of work everywhere because I had offices to work at as well as schoolwork that was due. So managing my time was something I had to really work on, and just staying focused on everything, because everything that I was doing was helping the company grow and helping me learn more about business so that I can do better with Dentex. So it was welcome stress and welcome new knowledge.
Right. What places did you study besides the lab? Where else did you study?
Schoolwork.
Yeah, like when you were studying for your MBA, did you study anywhere else besides the lab, like in the parks and stuff?
Oh. Sometimes I would go to like Starbucks every now and then, do some work in the lab in my downtime. But most of it was at home in the apartment. Since it was online, I had a laptop I could use.
Okay, tell us about the time you go to the park and everything to study and read and write. And what do you like to do when you go to the park in your free time? Now that how about this? Now that the labs are up and running good, what do you like to do in your free time that you have more free time?
Oh, okay, yeah, like going to the parks. I love nature and all that, and I knew how.
No, say that again. Just the way you're doing your eyes and everything.
Okay.
Like you just rolled your eyes at nature.
Uh, yeah, I like nature and all, and another hobby that I'm starting to get into is actually writing. It's pretty fun and relaxing, and it's something fun to do, like go out in public and just observe people. You get nice ideas for cool stories that should be heard, So I enjoy writing on my downtime, and huh?
Anything else you do besides work at school? I mean, like, going to work. Are you in school right now or anything?
Uh, oh yeah, so yeah, with the creative writing,
Where is that from, and how you have time to do that? Like, the business is up and running good, so now you have time to do those things you like
okay,
writing, going back to school, learning to write, all that stuff.
okay, so I need to go back some. Okay, so once the business was up and running fine and the MBA was done, I was done with school and everything with that, um, things kind of calmed down a lot because we had everything set up and going. That's when in my downtime, I started writing narratives and just short stories. And then I just decided that I wanted to actually do this seriously because now that I have the time to do it. So I actually looked into creative writing at Full Sail, and it looked like a good program for me to take. So long story short, I enrolled in Full Sail and to get my MFA in creative writing. I'm super excited because now I get to write all those great ideas I have in my head and help help with the writing at Skylight Productions instead of only business. So right now I've only done a few things. Have a flash fiction that I'm trying to get published, and gonna start working on some more scripts and short films. Probably gonna be a lot of short film scripts first. Yeah.
All right, and what is something you could just say as a whole about starting your own business and everything? What would you have to say to anyone who's inspiring to do so, or
I say for anyone who wants to start a business, if you have a dream and you're passionate about doing it, I say go for it. Just stick it out and learn as much as you can about everything so that you can go into it without being reckless and just doing whatever. Just try to learn the little basics at least and find the right people in your life to help you through all of this. Because if you don't have any support, it is kind of hard compared to like if you have like your family who's supporting you saying you can do it. Of course that'll help you get it done. But overall, I say anyone who wants to start a business, I think you can. Just believe that you can and work hard towards it.